Hey guys, it's Stephanie here. Welcome to the FlowerFanatic. I hope you guys are all having a great day. Today I'm going to be killing a lot of my ground cover that is in a flower bed that I've been battling for the last 4 years. So basically all I have done every single year is kind of kill it off once a year, and I've slowly made great progress. I have a video on that. I got rid of all of my major periwinkle. It has not come back. But unfortunately, the ground ivy, do not plant this ivy if you don't want it to just spread over and take over. It's very invasive, and the roots, I'm going to show you what that looks like, but they almost look like branches underground and they spread like crazy. I've killed a ton of it, and so I'm just going to finish killing it today. I have a little method I think will work. This method has been awesome for removing stumps and trees. So I'm going to show you what I'm going to do. Let's take a look at the ivy, and then after I weed for about an hour, I'm going to just weed this flower bed. I have neglected it. I haven't actually planted anything in it this year, and I plan on doing it next year because this year is just getting it ready for planting next year. I have a bunch of zinnias I'm going to put in the ground. My goal is to plant all of the seeds that I grew in my greenhouse this year and not waste any of them. Let people just come and cut like crazy, free of charge, because they are come and cut flowers. So right here you can see that there is no more periwinkle. Let's show you what that periwinkle looked like. I have a lot of cleaning up to do, so I'm going to do that in the next hour, get all of my kids out here. But this is a beautiful ground cover. It has these cute little flowers that you eat. If you're a child, if you can remember, you pull these up and then suck them underneath. They actually have a really sweet, nice flavor to them. But this really takes over, and this was in this entire area, so it is gone. So I'm pretty proud of that. But the ivy, once I got rid of this periwinkle, the ivy was kind of hiding underneath and was able to roam freely, and so now I've got to finish killing that off. And this thing was covered in ivy, so I've done a pretty good job with that. I do like this periwinkle right here, and it seems to stay in check pretty good if I just keep it in control and kind of like pull them out at the beginning of spring. They don't spread super fast. I know, look at these irises, they're so gorgeous. I chucked these in right here last year, and they've just done so well along this riverbed edge. So right here, I pulled out a little piece for you to give you an example. I just have a few pieces right here, just a few. I'm gonna go around. I don't want to dig them out, but you can see underneath, these are pretty intense roots. So I don't want to use a weed sprayer. I am going to use weed killer like Glysophate, but I don't want to use my sprayer backpack. So I'm going to go ahead and get my weed whacker right here, my gas weed whacker. I'm going to weed whack all this stuff first. And then once I weed whack, I'm going to go ahead and get some weed killer. And I'm just going to start dapping it on these roots. And then that killer kind of goes throughout the system of this ivy and kills it. This is a heck of a lot easier than going and digging all of those ivy out, especially those ones I have along the river. I'm just gonna be really careful. I do not want this glyphosate to spread and damage other things. I can still plant my zinnias the same day. I know it might sound a little bit scary, but I've done it before and it's just fine. I'm gonna start weed whacking this entire area now, get it all cleaned up so I can see the top of those cut off roots. So if you wanna be safe about this, wear your safety glasses and appropriate shoes. I'm just gonna go ahead and show you what shoes I'm wearing. I don't recommend this. And then get some gloves, which I opt out of a lot of the time too. So right here, they're actively growing, so I'm exposing all of that, and then I'm just gonna go ahead and get this high yield Killzol, same thing as Roundup, pour it in that cup. I'm not gonna dilute it, just be gentle not to get that on anything. A little bit goes a long way. And then right here, I have my kitchen brush. It might be sacrificed in the making of this video, but that's okay, I'll just buy another one. I'm gonna dab it in here, and then I'll just go ahead and start gently tapping the top of those, and that is it. Once I got cutting all of these and weed whacking all of them, there were a lot more ivy, little ivy starting and hiding underneath. So I might be doing this for the next decade, but that's okay. killed most of them. I know I've probably missed a few, but now they're much more under control, and as they start to reappear, I'll just go ahead and cut them down and just stay on top of them as they come, and that way it's not so overwhelming, and it's actually really simple. All you do is come down, kill them, and then you're good to go. So all I know is I'm experiencing allergies for the very first time this year, so my eyes are getting a little bit bloodshot. I've never had allergies. I feel for all of you out there, especially if you're gardener lovers who have extreme allergies, because they're not fun. My eyes are starting to itch, my throat is tickly, it almost feels like you're sick. So I don't know why I'm experiencing allergies for the first time, but this year has been pretty bad. So let's take a look at this flower bed, and then I'm gonna go ahead and get, I'm guessing about 100 zinnias planted in this flower bed. I wish I had 100 more. I'm not gonna have enough to fill this entire area. Like I said, I grew them, so I'm just trying not to waste them. Doesn't this look so much better? I did have some mulch on here that I went and spread around a little bit. That will help keep my zinnias moist, but there's not a ton of it, so I don't know how much of a difference it will make. Right there, we finally killed the walnut. So we couldn't use killer on that. We're trying to be really careful because we think that that could be definitely tied in with all of these willows along the river. So we've been burning it, and it did not come back this year. So my husband needs to get a chainsaw and start cutting that down and getting those roots out. But anyway, let's start planting all these zinnias. Isn't this gonna be beautiful when they all start to fill in? I didn't talk about the zinnias that I'm planting first before I put them in the ground. So I'm gonna have an array of colors. There's orange, there's white, there's pinks, there's peaches, there's purples. And honestly, I can't remember which one is which. So we'll find out what happens. They're just all mixed in together. I just kind of made sure that they weren't all the same color in a row. So they're gonna be intertwined with all the different colors. And I just kind of want to show you what they look like. I have way more than I thought I did. So I'm really excited, but it's gonna be perfect because they're only covering half of my flower bed, and that area gets a lot of sun. Here they are, and those little ones right here, those are gonna do just as well as these bigger ones. They just take off once the heat sets in. But look at all of these zinnias. So a lot I gotta put in the ground. And as you can see over there, it starts to shade on that end, and this area gets a lot of full sun. So I don't think I could have put them on that end anyway, because zinnias like the heat and the sun. They want lots of it. A little bit more dirt on my face than when I started with. That was tiring. I planted almost 100 zinnias in about 90-degree weather, and I just was admiring this beautiful tree for a second. Here they are. I'm just so glad my husband told me to plant them. I was thinking about throwing them all away because I was feeling tired and I wasn't sure I was up to planting all of these. This area has basically been super ugly for about 4 years. It's just been set aside year after year. It's gonna be beautiful, and I just cannot wait to start sharing these with everyone when they're in bloom. A few last things before I end this video is I just planted them about 12 to 18 inches apart. 12 inches is ideal. I just wanted to make them go a little bit further. Honestly though, where I live, I don't really need to pinch them. I've never done it before, and I just get tons of blooms, enough for my liking. So I kind of wanted to just finish this video by showing you my Dave Austin climbing rose right now. It has the cutest little dainty flowers, and it's kind of starting to trellis up on the side of my wall. So let's take a look at it. Some of these blossoms have been blooming for a little while, so they're fading. But right here, this one just popped out. Isn't it cute? It's looking really good. It's been in here for about 2 years. And all these buds are coming out right here. This new growth is looking really healthy. I hope you guys like this video. If you have any questions, just comment down below. Consider subscribing if you want to see the updates on all those zinnias. So my yard is just kind of full of zinnias. I've gone a little bit crazy, so it's the garden of zinnias. Anyways, have a great day gardening, and we'll talk to you later. Bye.